September 2026. A massive convoy of transformers had just arrived at Giga, Texas, and the pace inside the factory was breathtaking. But this wasn't just another routine update on Tesla's production lines. It was the harbinger of something big, something Elon Musk had been promising for years. After countless rumors, prototypes, delays, and leaks, the long-rumored Tesla Model 2 finally went from being a futuristic dream to a concrete reality. And, to everyone's surprise, it wasn't just Tesla's cheapest car, it was also its boldest in terms of innovation, value for money, and social value. Many people thought a mainstream Tesla would mean sacrificing quality. They were completely wrong. The Model 2 was created as a direct response to the American middle class's greatest desire, an electric car that was as affordable as it was durable and as technological as it was reliable. Elon Musk didn't just want to compete with entry-level Japanese sedans. He wanted to redefine what American consumers expect from a $25,000 car. And he did so with an EV that not only costs less, but delivers more in almost every aspect. From the first bolt to the last line of code, everything was designed to democratize electrification, without compromising performance, comfort, or safety. A revolution on four wheels, and made almost entirely in the United States. Most impressively, Tesla didn't hold back on boldness. Instead of taking the easy route and simply reducing features to cut costs, the company did the opposite. It completely rethought the architecture, materials, software, and even the sourcing of parts. The Model 2 isn't a light version of previous models. It's a design from the ground up, designed to be lighter, faster to produce, smarter, and infinitely more durable. All this without the burden of a luxury label. It's safe to say, without exaggeration, that this is Tesla's most daring car since the launch of the first Roadster. Built in the heart of Texas, the Model 2 embodies the pride of Made in the USA in its design. Amid global trade tensions, Musk decided to play the card of national autonomy. With that, the model stopped being just a product. It became a symbol of technological independence, industrial innovation, and, of course, a more accessible future for those who always thought electric cars were for millionaires. And perhaps that's the most brilliant part of it all, making the extraordinary accessible, not out of charity, but out of pure efficiency. Visually, it resembles a more compact version of the Model Y, with simple yet robust features. Optimized aerodynamic lines, a clean front end, and sharp headlights convey a sense of speed even when the car is stationary. The short rear end suggests agility, while the more set-back wheels add a touch of subtle sportiness. But the real charm lies in the details. Everything about it, from the door handles to the drivetrain, is designed to last. No frills, no unnecessary luxuries, just what truly matters. What's most surprising about the Model 2 isn't just what it has, but what it no longer needs to source from abroad. Tesla decided to break with its historical dependence on foreign components and adopted an almost radical industrial strategy, manufacturing 99% of the car on American soil. It sounds exaggerated, but it's not. Only 2% of parts still come from abroad, and even those are already being replaced by local alternatives. This isn't just about nationalism, it's about efficiency. Elon Musk realized that the closer suppliers are, the less vulnerable Tesla will be to tariffs, logistical crises, and trade wars. And the decision came at just the right time. With tensions between the US and China escalating and the global supply chain increasingly unpredictable, relying on ships crossing the Pacific has become a constant risk. In the past, this meant increased costs, production delays, and billions in losses. Now, with the Model 2, this problem has been virtually eliminated. The entire supply structure is being relocated to the United States, with a focus on Texas, which has become Tesla's new beating heart. a masterstroke that changes the rules of the automotive game. And it's not just about avoiding problems. Local manufacturing also brings immense benefits to consumers' pockets. When you eliminate the need to pay import taxes, port fees, international insurance, and global shipping costs, the final price plummets. And that's exactly what's happening with the Model 2. Each locally made part represents a lower production cost and a direct saving on the retail price. Tesla's cheapest car is only possible because it's also the most American of all. Another notable point is the agility with which Tesla reorganized this chain. Many manufacturers would take years to replace global suppliers with domestic partners. But Elon Musk accelerated everything by leveraging the existing structure around the Gigafactories. Around Giga Texas, dozens of small and medium-sized companies were incorporated as suppliers. Some started from scratch, others migrated from different sectors. But they all share the same vision: manufacture locally to win globally. The result is a leaner, more agile, and resilient production chain. This new ecosystem also brought an unexpected boost to the American economy. With the relocation of production, thousands of jobs emerged in previously neglected regions. From metal workers to software engineers, the Model 2 became a symbol of industrial rebirth. And with the increase in domestic demand for materials, many industries returned to full capacity. Some, such as salt and specialty steel, are now experiencing a surge in value not seen in decades. Musk didn't just create a car, he created a new market around it. The detail that left many analysts speechless was Elon Musk's choice for the Model 2's batteries. Instead of following the industry and insisting on lithium, an expensive material, subject to price fluctuations, and highly dependent on the Chinese market, Tesla decided to fully invest in sodium-ion batteries. To some, it seemed risky. To others, it was an inevitable move. The fact is, this shift changes not only the cost of the car, but the entire dynamics of the industry. Suddenly, an abundant and cheap resource becomes the fuel of the next electric revolution. And all of this with an almost ironic twist: American salt powering American electric cars. Just to give you an idea, a 50-kilowatt lithium-ion battery costs around $7,500. The same battery using sodium costs around $1,500. That's a difference of $6,000 per vehicle. Multiply that by millions of units, and you can understand why the Model 2 is able to reach the market with such an aggressive price tag. But the impact isn't just on your wallet. Sodium batteries are also less susceptible to supply instability, safer in case of overheating, and more easily recycled. To outsiders, it almost looks like Musk pulled a rabbit out of a hat. Another little discussed point is production time. With lithium, each cell requires a lengthy chemical process, often carried out in stages by different companies in different countries. With sodium, the processing is simpler and can be done in the same state where the factory is located. The result is a much faster production cycle. What used to take 6 months now takes 1 or 2 weeks. This means Tesla can respond faster to demand, adjust production capacity, and even launch updated versions without massive bottlenecks. And there's no shortage of raw materials. Texas alone produces about 10 million tons of salt per year. Using just 0.1% of that is enough to manufacture between 14 and 16 million 50-kilowatt batteries. In other words, there's no risk of shortages in the near future. By eliminating dependence on imported lithium, cobalt, and nickel, Tesla also cuts a number of hidden costs: shipping, international insurance, and 25% tariffs on Chinese inputs. Every ship that stops crossing the Pacific means money in the pockets of American consumers. This change also profoundly impacts the car's design. With cheaper and lighter batteries, there's room to invest in other, higher-quality components without increasing the final price. It's possible, for example, to reinforce the chassis structure, add more advanced driver assistance systems, or improve sound insulation. It's a positive ripple effect. By saving on one essential part, you open up space to raise the standard of the entire car. It's the kind of solution that seems obvious upon its creation, but requires courage to implement first. From an environmental perspective, the switch to sodium is also significant. Lithium mining is water-intensive and can generate severe environmental impacts. Sodium, on the other hand, is much simpler to obtain, and its extraction isn't concentrated in a few unstable regions of the world. This not only reduces the Model 2's ecological footprint, but also strengthens the narrative of a cleaner car in every sense, from production to use. It's a story that consumers understand and value, and one that aligns with Tesla's futuristic image. When it comes to durable cars, many people still associate robustness with weight and welding. But Tesla has decided to prove that this concept is outdated. With the Model 2, the automaker has taken its renowned casting technology to a new level, debuting a 50,000-ton Gigapress, a monster of a machine capable of molding entire car parts with surgical precision. The vehicle's structure now consists of just 3 large parts: front, rear, and floor. This drastic simplification drastically reduces welding points and virtually eliminates fragile joints. It's as if the car were sculpted from entire blocks of metal, with virtually no seams. While the Model 3 still relied on over 6,000 welds to hold everything together, the Model 2 operates with just 400. That's right, 400! This dramatic reduction means fewer points of failure, less risk of cracking over time, and less future maintenance. When a car experiences years of vibration, potholes, heat, and humidity, it's precisely these welds that begin to fail. By eliminating them, Tesla extends the car's lifespan without even needing to reinforce other components. It's engineering designed to last, and with a level of precision that even luxury automakers still dream of achieving. But it doesn't stop there. The metal alloy used in the Model 2 is also an innovation in its own right. Tesla developed a unique aluminum, TX7A, with a strength of 140 to 175 megapascals and a nanocrystalline structure. This means it absorbs microvibrations more efficiently than traditional alloys, responding with elastic flexibility rather than cracks. In other words, the car can withstand bumps, potholes, dirt roads, and even minor collisions without deforming its main structure. It's a kind of lightweight armor, ready to withstand everyday use without becoming a nightmare in the workshop. And when it comes to safety, Tesla didn't skimp either. In critical areas, such as the A-pillars, sides, and battery compartments, boron steel reinforcement is used. But it's not just any steel, it's the same type used in SpaceX rocket structures. With a strength of up to 1,500 megapascals, this material is 2 to 3 times stronger than the reinforced steel used in traditional SUVs. In other words, even though it's a cheaper car, the Model 2 offers a level of protection that surpasses that of many vehicles considered elite. This careful attention to detail also had a direct impact on comfort. With fewer welds and a more rigid fuselage, the car vibrates less. And this makes all the difference in the driving experience. Less interior noise, less steering vibration, more stability in corners, and, most importantly, quieter cabin. For those who drive their car daily, it's these little things that transform the experience. And this is where the Model 2 shows it's not just here to compete, it's here to redefine standards. The secret behind an affordable car isn't just about cost-cutting, but also about where those cuts are made. And Tesla understands this like no one else. While other automakers reduce build quality or technology to lower the cost of their entry-level models, the Model 2 follows a different path. One of the biggest drivers of this magic lies in the chips. Previously, much of the electronics in Teslas relied on components manufactured and assembled in Asia. Now, with the Model 2, this reality has changed dramatically. Chip production has been brought to Texas, with direct support from Texas Instruments, And that changes everything. The price difference per unit is staggering. An imported set of chips cost, on average, use $2,000. Producing them locally, that cost drops to between use $900 and use $1,200. This represents a savings of over $1,500 per vehicle. But it's not just the price that matters. Manufacturing chips in the U.S. ensures greater quality control, faster delivery, and greater flexibility for design updates. Furthermore, it avoids issues such as global shortages or delays due to international logistical bottlenecks. Ultimately, this ensures that the Model 2 won't be stuck waiting for a component to arrive from the other side of the world. And there's more. With over 85% of its parts made in the United States, the car now qualifies for federal tax incentives. This means buyers can deduct up to $7,500 directly from their income tax thanks to the EVIR tax credit, in addition to other state and local exemptions. On paper, the Model 2 was advertised at $25,000, but in practice, with all the incentives added up, the car can cost less than $17,500. That makes it less expensive than a basic Toyota Corolla in the US. And, let's be honest, who expected that from Tesla? In addition to the credits, domestic production also facilitates the certification of new technologies, as Tesla no longer needs to wait for foreign validations or adaptations for imported parts. The certification process becomes more streamlined, and the company can launch new versions of the Model 2, Model 2 more frequently, without relying on external partners' schedules. This frees Tesla to test improvements in real time and fix any issues before they even reach consumers. For the average customer, all of this translates into a much lower total cost of ownership, lower taxes, fewer tariffs, and less time waiting for replacement parts. It's the kind of invisible savings that only become apparent after a few months or years of use, and that makes all the difference. And of course, this financial gain also encourages the car's resale as it becomes more desirable in the used car market. The Model 2 isn't just a good deal upon purchase, it's a good deal throughout its lifespan. When you look at the Model 2's dashboard, it doesn't feel like you're inside a regular car. In fact, it feels more like a large smartphone on wheels. This is because Tesla has taken its centralized architecture concept to the extreme. Instead of scattering dozens of small electronic modules, the famous ECUs, throughout the car, each with a specific function, the Model 2 runs on a single central supercomputer. This not only drastically reduces the number of parts, but also creates a more agile system that's easier to update and less prone to failure. This electronic brain is responsible for everything: air conditioning, braking, lights, charging, entertainment, cameras, and even engine behavior. And because everything is interconnected, any update sent over the internet changes the entire system. It's like installing a new version of iOS and seeing your phone gain features that didn't even exist before. Only now, it's happening to a car. This continuous update model makes the Model 2 a machine that evolves over time. The more you drive, the more it learns and adapts. And anyone who's used the Grock system knows what we're talking about. Tesla's intelligent assistant reached version 4 in July 2025, and in the Model 2, it shows its full power. Grock 4 is more than just a voice command. It's a personal assistant with contextual intelligence. It can understand when the driver is tired, adapt to the weather, suggest alternative routes, remind you of appointments, and even start a video call with your grandchildren without you having to take your hands off the wheel. And all this with impressive fluidity. Thanks to 5G connectivity and Starlink support, the Model 2 is always online. Even in remote locations, like highways in the middle of Arizona or the mountains of Colorado, the car maintains a stable signal. This ensures constant updates, real-time maps, and access to apps that run directly on the dashboard. You can listen to audiobooks, respond to voice messages, video conference, or simply listen to a podcast while the car drives itself for miles. The experience is fluid, futuristic, and without relying on a paired phone. Additionally, Grock can be programmed for simple everyday functions, such as reminding you to take your medicine at 3 p.m. or warning you if it rains close to your work leave time. For seniors or drivers on long solo trips, it becomes a true companion. Not only does it respond, but it interacts in a near-human way, with adjustable tone of voice, natural phrases, and even good humor. In stressful moments on the road, it's almost therapeutic to hear Grock navigate the traffic jam with a light-hearted joke and continue your journey without a headache. At the heart of the Model 2 beats an intelligence that goes far beyond what one would expect from a mainstream car. Full self-driving V14, or FSD V14, is built into this model,